welcome back once again to SnowRunner, y'all, and in this video, we're jumping back in with the Dearborn F350, or rather just Dearborn 350, I think it's called. This is a very popular mod right now. It is a console-friendly, I shouldn't say console-friendly, really, because it is on the console mod browser. Essentially, it's a console F350, and as such, you can definitely tell that there have been a couple of very console-specific choices that were made in the development. It's got a very generic sound file, it's got very little add-ons, but it runs really, really well. It doesn't use a lot of RAM, and it doesn't really give you any FPS hit at all, and it's compatible with the IR Gooseneck pack, which is a really, really nice touch. Now, we're on the Season 10 DLC right now in the pre-release version on the public test server. This is the first map in the Season 10 DLC, and our objective today is to deliver pipes, 2 units of small pipes, up to I believe it's one of the pipeline stations way up in the hills, like way up here on the other side of the swamp, right here at the oil rig. So we gotta go ahead and pick up the pipes in town, but we can't use the ferry to get across the water. Now, you might say, why not? It's right there. And, well, I'll tell you. It's because we tried, and the second we tried to do that, the game instantaneously crashed. Now, some of you might say, wow, the game crashed instantaneously because you're using mods. And here's the thing about that. I have used that ferry tons of times with other mods, and it hasn't been an issue. And one of the other times where it actually crashed was when I was using a vanilla truck. So no, it is not the mods to blame for it not working. It always bothers me when, you know, you see people sometimes where I'll say, yeah, I got a little bit of a crash when I tried XYZ thing. And they're like, oh, well, obviously. It's like the first thing they jump to. They're like, well, obviously, the reason why the game must have crashed is because you're using mods. It could only be for that reason. And I'm like, no. No, like, sure, sometimes a mod may cause a game crash, and I mean, sure, that's fine, whatever, but it bothers me that there are sometimes people that will jump to that as the immediate conclusion without considering any other possibilities, and won't really keep the fact in mind that the game will sometimes crash, on stock vanilla trucks as well. Don't know why I couldn't talk there for a second. My brain was like, yeah, I'm not connected. My brain disconnects sometimes. I'm sure some of y'all can relate to that. You know, brain disconnections and such. All right, so let's go ahead and pick up these pipes and get them ready to go. It's small pipes, I believe. Yes, all right, 2 units of small pipes. Boom, boom, we're good to go. And now let's head on out. Now, as far as the drive to get there, oh my god, could this camera, like, actually, I don't know, work with me and not try to fight with me? Alright, so let's go ahead and go back on down the hill, or rather, the boat ramp, because we're going to have to go through the water again, but y'all aren't going to have to watch that a second time, so we'll pick right back up on the other side of the water. And now that we're across on the other side of the water, I decided to also go ahead and get the truck fixed up, washed, and make sure it was all good to go for the rest of our journey across the mountain. Because, thankfully, we've cleared up a lot of the obstacles that would be in our way between here and the oil rig. But even then, there are still quite a few challenges that are going to be... Ow! Really? Okay. I just wasn't really expecting it to compress that much. I didn't realize the suspension in this thing was that soft. But then again, I don't know if it caught on this, like, I don't know if it was due to suspension compression so much as it was due to the fact that the air dam, like, sits incredibly low. Like, incredibly low, at least in comparison to some other rigs. And yes, I am in high mode on the suspension. We're already adjusted up. Like, this thing is pretty much, like, as high as it can go. Now, ooh, easy. I didn't really think it was going to be necessary to run the towing suspension for this because it's not all that heavy of a load. And if you think about it, with where we're going, we're going to need the front end to also have a little bit of clearance. And the towing suspension has the front end sitting even lower than standard. So I was like, we should probably, you know, I know it's going to be, whoa, easy. A lot of three-wheel action there. I know it's probably going to be a trade-off to not run the tow suspension, but it was a decision that I figured was going to be the right one to make for this particular mission. Maybe not for every mission, but for this particular mission, it felt like the right decision to make. Now, let's see if we can get through here without basically burying the rig. Oh, easy. We've got it. Yeah, we've got it. No problem. So long as we can actually keep the momentum going, we'll be A-okay. Now, can we cruise in high range without smashing everything to bits? Probably. Maybe. Sort of. Kind of. Maybe. Sort of. Kind of. I don't know. It's always a question. You know what I mean? It's always like, well, I don't really know if we can do that or not. But we're gonna find out. All right, this is where things get a little interesting. I say a little interesting. This is where things get a lot interesting. Or rather, a lot more interesting than they were before. Now, I'm just gonna lock it in low plus and just see if I can really just keep the momentum up, because that's the only thing that's gonna actually help me out from here on out. It's kind of like you're on your own. And this map does a really good job of that, by the way. If you like that feeling of like, from here on out, you're on your own, yeah, this is the map for you. This is definitely the map for you if you like the feeling of, yeah, you're on your own. Fortunately, though, we got winch points everywhere. That's the nice thing about driving through dense woods in this game, is that winch points are all over the place. They're super plentiful, and there's never going to be a situation where you're like, I have nothing to winch to. Especially if you stick a little bit closer to the tree line, you'll be fine. You'll be A-okay, just fine, no problem. Now, this truck is definitely, like, even when you use the top-of-the-line engine, you could definitely tell that it's geared a little bit more towards that vanilla-style gameplay. Yes, it's got a little bit more, or it feels like it's got a little bit more torque than a lot of the, you know, vanilla Scout trucks would, but it's still definitely, oh, it can still definitely hold its own. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Not too bad. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it for sure. Let's see, get a little bit of a winch pull off of that power pole, and, oh, come on. Second, maybe? Oh, third? Aw, the second I got it in third, it gave up. It literally, I was like, yes, we're in third, and then immediately the entire drivetrain was like, no, we hate you, and we're not gonna be continuing on. Like, this, you thought this was gonna happen? Oh. Well, let me just be the one to break it to you that no, you are not going to have third gear. Oh, I got high range, though. Come on. And actually, brilliantly enough, I have not smashed the front end into the ground yet and caused irreparable damage between here and the drop-off. Are you going to get... Okay, no. This is the shorter gooseneck, so you really don't have to worry about it getting, like, you know, stuck in tighter corners. If the corner is, like, extreme, then you might have to worry about it a little bit. But, you know, in anything other than the most extreme of scenarios, you're fine. You're literally fine. No issue whatsoever. This mud pit right here, there's a lot of winch points in it. You've got the fallen tree right here, and then you've literally, right after it, you've got a bunch more trees, you've got this power pole. You're kind of completely free to take whatever line you want, so long as you have at least a decent winch. Doesn't even have to be like a top-of-the-line, crazy extended distance. It can be a, you know, completely normal winch, and you'll still be fine. There we go. Shift it into high while it's still in the power band. Ow. You know, that front end, that wind deflector, I know it's the stock bumper, so I know I can't complain, and yes, there are other bumpers available, but they're both, like, gigantic brush guards, and I don't really like either one of them. It would be really nice to have the option of just, like, an air dam delete, and yes, I know that in the real world that would really hurt your MPG, but, hey, I mean, I'm trying to get down these... you know, these rocky, rutted out, muddy roads with a trailer, and I don't need my air dam catching on the ground all the time. It's kind of not the most pleasant of experiences, but we've got the locator up now for the oil rig, so we should be getting fairly close. Now, down at the bottom of this hill is the makeshift bridge that we built out of logs, so we'll be able to just kind of cruise through there. It would have been nasty before. We would have had to kind of like go through a mud pit before, or take a really sketchy, like, kind of bent sideways bridge that I would not advise anybody take, especially with a trailer, because you'll probably lose your cargo, and then, well, you're on the other side of the map, basically, from where you can actually refill your cargo. So, step 1 would be lose your cargo. Step 2 would be cry. Now, I wonder, because that side of the pipe is still down, and we have to be over here, let's see. Here's what we're probably going to do. We're going to go up here, follow this road, go under the pipeline here, and then drop off. That's probably going to be the most efficient way to do this and the safest way to do this. So keep that in mind as we approach it. And because some of you might be like, well, why are you going under the pipe at, you know, before you get there? Well, because there's a section of the pipe that I haven't rebuilt yet, and I was too lazy to rebuild it before because I really wanted to deliver these and get this contract done. So yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Are we still just chilling in high? I'm impressed that this thing can just sit in high range and just cruise. It's really nice. It's not too fast to where it's like, you know, ripping the ground to shreds underneath it, but it's also not so slow that you feel like you're just incrementally above low plus. It's a really well set up transmission, and this is the stock one, the completely stock standard option. Top engine, stock gearbox. Who left this here? What kind of absolute... All right, you're gonna... Yep. We're not gonna deal with you today. Nope. Who in their right mind would have left a trailer in the middle of the road like that? Unbelievable. Whoa, God. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. No! Unbelievable. Thanks to a glitch. Thanks to a glitch. I could have just driven over the edge of that rock. But no, thanks to a glitch, the game started freaking out, it shook the truck, it dumped the cargo, and then it returned me to my wheels. The game literally just told me I couldn't deliver these. And it's right there. Well, we hauled them most of the way there. I'm gonna finish this off camera later, I guess. I'm mad. I'm upset. Like, that is... Oh, that is probably one of the most frustrating things the game could have done. It wasn't even my fault. Wow, all right, well, if y'all enjoyed this video that unfortunately ended in game glitching disaster, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this truck as well, and if you're new around here and you would like to see more videos like this one, let me know once again what you would like to see in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all next time.